Hello and welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2, this time featuring the Gaza D. An interesting unit. This is one that I'll go into some about my reservations about it initially and how I figured out how to use it best. But this is an interesting suit. It's in the 450 cost range, therefore it is in the range of having to deal with things like the Narrow Trainer, aka heavy attacks, and some fairly nasty suits. But it has some tools to deal with that. It has a fairly fast charging beam gun, or a knuckle buster as it calls here, beam saber, and 2 sets of missiles. Transformed, it has access to the 4-tube missile pod, the 8-tube missile launcher, the beam guns, the little antenna thing on it, and 2 large mega particle cannons that were mounted in its feet. This unit comes with flight control, damage control, transform of course, some special things, forced injector, and always a positive in my opinion, emergency evasion system, and melee combo controller, aka it can do 2 hits. This unit, I think, is a fantastic unit that will feel horrible when you first start playing it, especially for newer players who may get a hold of this unit. And why is that? Because you're going to feel that this unit is only good at range, because the Gaza has a lot of trouble. This unit actually is a very nice unit. It can throw out some decent stagger damage. It can definitely throw out some meaty damage via its beam rifle, but it can also manage to get in on people and do a little melee. It's got transformation for even more options, as you'll see at the beginning of the match. This unit, once you start to get or gork the idea of how to use it, will actually become quite the little beast, and even in its time or its cost level, going up against some of the things it has to go up with. I have really come to enjoy it, and I hope you can see why, and it might be able to give you a little inspiration on how to throw this thing at people and even do better than me. So, please join me in the match to come. Bye-bye. Welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation featuring the Gaza D. Now, let me be honest with you. I hadn't used the Gaza D despite liking it for a long time. And it wasn't until one of the guys I occasionally play with, you'll see him, so Sano Beast. He has a channel. I'll make sure I put a link in the description so you can check him out. He gave me one hell of a time fighting him in the Dullahan. He really whooped my ass in this suit. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to use this, transform, going to hit that guy, you know, the early bird in the face of a full charge from this thing. This thing's beam rifle is pretty good damage, and hit him again. It's not the best damage, but it's enough that people know when you hit them. So this thing's great because it has a couple sets of missiles. It's fairly maneuverable, and it has a decent, fairly fast charging beam rifle. Now my main issue with this unit previously is I used it kind of like a range unit, so I was trying to use it too much like a support. And this one, I try to do more where I'm switching between my weapons. I'm more aggressive on people when I get the chance, because that's where I messed up when I was going up against Sasano. I was just too unprepared for this unit's ability to actually be an aggressor on you. It's got decent melee priority. It's got melee combo controller. It can mesh you up with missiles, and it's got some surprising maneuverability. As you can see, as we just melt that guy. So I'm going to drop down here, and I'm going to start capturing this point C. Now, if you're on the one side where the hill is, it's always important to try to push these guys back into this so that you can control more of the map. Otherwise, a lot of teams get bogged down at the hill, and that's really annoying. So, back into the match. You see my team has managed to take a commanding position. I throw in some more damage, throw some missiles to mostly kind of harass him back, but he doesn't really go, so I hit him with a beam rifle shot.
I like to fire the beam rifle, then go through the missiles. Or I like to hit with a full charge and then move right into melee when I get the chance. So that guy's gone. That poor Gelgoog is having a bad day. So I noticed that some of my team members are back there fighting, but I believe I have the... Yeah, I got both the supports over here. So I'm a little hesitant to just leave them. So I'm trying to support them, but they're really aggressive supports. So I'm going to come in here and just take him out with Beam Strike. And the Gelgoog comes back in on me. Gonna almost get him. Throw that beam shot in on his legs. Working with some of the missiles. This guy just has a bad day. So as you can see, with backing up these supports, we can do some real melting. So I come in thinking, okay, I'll grab A. And then I realize as I'm doing this that my team has basically dropped out and I'm going to get killed. So, yeah, hard luck central here. But as you can see on the scoreboard, we are doing amazing. Ah, the scumbag suit, the white dingo. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to try to drop a support fire. Now, I'm paying attention to the map, so I see 2 is starting to beeline it here. So I'm like, okay, more than likely he's going to come to point C, so I'm going to drop that on him, and I'm just going to bounce off because he's going to try to crush me. So I slip over here, hit that with that, and then the artillery is going to come in, so I just slip under where I'm not likely to get hit. He gets killed, and I'm just going to steal his suit. Now, I don't play this suit as well as it should be, and it's not a highlight of this suit, but effectively Mr. White Dingo just is not paying attention. And I'm a little too aggressive, especially with the health level of this suit. But I'm trying to basically help delay, use this suit as much as I can, and you can see I'm working over the White Dingo's legs. And I get taken out by artillery because I always get hit by support fire in a video. Tradition! Alright, so I'm dead. That White Dingo has just not had a good day. Alright, so I look at my team and I'm like, holy moly, I'm going to pop in here and see if I can get behind him. And I see a Desert Gelgoog who's not paying attention to me at all. So I'm just going to shoot him. Get some that good damage on him. And this guy's going to maneuver on me. And I'm not sure what he was thinking, but boy, he ended up in a bad day. And the Desert Gelgoog's back, so I'm going to get countered. It was broadcast pretty well, but that does anchor him in the Gelgoog in spot, so they can just get shot to pieces by my team. And then I just switch over. Hit that guy with missiles. There's a guy behind me, so I'm like, yeah, he's going to come in for the attack. Dodge. Hit him with that. Clash with some of my team members. Again, our supports were incredibly aggressive. So I'm going to throw some missiles in that White Dingo. And I'm going to hit this guy in the back. So I only have this saber, so I'm just going to come in and just unload on those guys. Missiles back up. So I see this guy's here, so I'm going to throw some of that in there. So one of the big things is I like suits that have a lot of options, especially ballistic and beam. And this suit, since I got a really good idea how to play from it, from getting my ass beat by it, kind of clicked with me a whole lot more. So I have enjoyed it, but you notice I'm not being able to use as much of the transformations as I think I probably should. Because I'm trying to hone in on and ruin the other team's day by just hovering around these 2 really aggressive supports. And that's just adding into being one really bad day for some of these guys. So I'm just throwing out shots. I'm watching this Dom barrage because I'm kind of like, yeah, there's a raid, a stealth raid here. No reason to to back off. Plus, my health is not worth it. And we're in the last minute. So, I basically hold it back until I'm like, I need to move forward and support my guys. And this guy is just having a bad day overall. He got the wham bam with no thank you. So that Desert Gogu is actually down the way. I don't know what he was doing, just standing there taking pot shots at me. But 4,200 damage, and he's like, no, I'm going to dip. So only the raid's alive on my team besides me. And I'm kind of distracted, and I'm like, where's this Desert Gogu? And right now he's just kind of hanging out there. But then I realized this is a bad position. I have 1,000 health. I'm just going to move up here. And I see my team trying to get this guy and take a pot shot at him. So let's see how we did. Fantastic suit, by the way. No bows of shame. And we didn't take any of the spots on the scoreboard. But second place, not bad. Bye-bye.